Well, hello and welcome to Caching in the Northwest. You know, this is the podcast from the birthplace of geocaching right here in the great Pacific Northwest. Now, it's Thursday at 9 p.m. Pacific. I'm Chris of the Northwest, and we're going to talk about geocaches and geocachers and all sorts of gifts from here and all around the world. So while you're obsessively staring out the window, waiting for that last thing you ordered online to be delivered, we'll be caching in the Northwest. And tonight we are talking about giving geocachers gifts. So, live audience, we want your input on this as well. You've got some great ideas, but we can't do that until we bring in our shopping spider monkey. Some say he has a degree in dad jokes. Others say he drives in reverse on the freeways to avoid putting mileage on his car. All we know is he's called Land Monkey.
I think you have me confused with Ferris Bueller's Day Off, but and the degree in dad jokes, Chris. I mean, dude, seriously, how could I ever compete with you?
I don't know what you mean.
Yeah.
It's not a competition.
Everything's a competition. Anyways, good to be back here. It is Thursday night. It is 9 p.m. It is time for us to get the show on the proverbial road, regardless of how icy that road may be at this point in time.
That's true.
And in that vein of thought, in that direction of general spinning the vehicle around in circles, I'm pleased to welcome our guests into the podcast. It's Chris and Helen, the Land Sharks. Hello.
Hey
Hi,
there.
nice to be here.
Lovely to be here. Thank you for inviting us.
Lovely to have you back. And it's my pleasure to invite you. I guess technically I did invite you, but I'll say it was Chris's idea. So there you go.
It was your idea.
No, it wasn't my idea.
Chris. I know this won't be
You
confusing.
never have too many Chris's. You know that.
You
Yeah.
can never have too many Chris's.
I keep hearing that yet. I don't know. All right. Anyhow.
Feeling there's too many?
Why don't we move on with the podcast? As a quick reminder that we appreciate the support of our patrons who help to keep the podcast coming each and every week. And a thanks to, well, the Land Sharks, one of our corporate Denali level sponsors. Land Sharks, do you have a sponsor message for us today?
Yes, we have a free trackable tag. It's the one that Geocaching, Shop Geocaching has as well. We've got quite a few left, and you get one free with every $25 spent before tax and shipping. So the more you spend, the more you get.
Fantastic.
Sounds good. Good stuff.
Yeah,
And folks, don't forget, folks. Sorry. Actually, before I move on to the other sponsor, where would people go to find out more about that?
go to landsharks.ca.
That's right. Landsharks with the Z.ca. And let's also talk about our other corporate Denali level sponsor. That's Gold Country Geotourism. Visit exploregoldcountry.com to learn more about the Geo Tour and the region. There's plenty of communities and plenty of things to explore during the winter season. It's still winter market season and lots of going on. Hey, if you want to find out, check out their online event calendar, or better yet, download and install the Gold Country Geotourism app. Actually, I don't think it's a Geotourism app. It's just a Gold Country app. But
Gold
download it, install it. You'll be a rock star. All right. And folks, if you want to know more about supporting this here podcast, well, remember that you can any time of the day or night click on that Patreon link on the cachingnw.com a website.
That's right. And folks, if you want to jump into tonight's chat, and we want you to, there it is. Use the hashtag gift right there in the chat. And of course, if you want to bring up something that maybe isn't gift related, but you still want to talk about it because it's geocaching related, use the hashtag FATAS and bring it up in the after show. And of course, we want you to use hashtag podcast baking and tell us what you've got cooking this evening.
Yes.
Yes.
Always fun to get the podcast baking. I love it. We've already got a podcast baking in there in the chat. That's awesome. I love it. And active chat tonight. We love it when you guys get in there and just start throwing stuff out. It gives us lots more to talk about. So thank you, everybody, for participating in the chat, and keep it going. Keep that chat lackey busy. He looks like he's slacking off in the background here.
I think he's nodding off,
It's that
actually.
he's slacking off. All right. He definitely needs to be kept busy. All right.
Hey, we've got a couple of feedback that I want to play. Feedbacks? Feedback?
Feeds back.
Feeds back.
Feedback. There we go.
I think that's right. That sounds right.
That I want to play. The first one, of course, is in honor of our guest tonight. And let me start from the beginning because, that makes it so much more interesting. Here we go. No, it stopped. There we go.
Hi, Caching in the Northwest crew. This is IHAM. I'm calling in a milestone. I am at GC 5Z4N2 Geocaching News. Read all about it in Victoria. This is my find number 4,000. So wanted to call in that milestone and
It's cool.
just put out a bit of a cheer. It's been a long time coming, but it's been a lot of fun. Hey, thanks for the show. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
We'll give him a proper cheer. There we go. Well, thank you, IHAM. And what an appropriate cache to find for his 4,000s, considering, the show tonight. No, we didn't set that up ahead of time. That just happened.
No, but IHAM shared some IHAM and Monkey Cakes. Boy, old
Monkey
habits die
Cakes.
hard, eh? Shared a few of their pictures on social medias there of finding the 4,000 milestone cache and their trip up to Victoria. Looks like they had a great time, and that's always just a wonderful trip.
Yeah, so they stopped in the store and we got a chance to talk to them too, which was really nice. And the cache, obviously, for those that don't know, is just outside the store. It's our cache. Yeah.
Awesome. Very nice.
Yes. Go
And we
add a
even
favorite
got,
point to it. It's worth it.
There you go. Give it another favorite. Houston, Texas. Dave sent a congrats as well there. Congrats on 4,000 finds. Very cool. Very cool.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Now, we have, a couple of shows ago, we talked about geocaching in Alaska, and a certain geocacher's name came up, and it promoted questions of what is the proper pronunciation? Well, this particular geocacher called in. So let me start this one at the beginning too, because, it makes it more interesting. Here we go.
Hi, this is Acrodoc sending greetings from Eagle River, Alaska. My thermometer outside says it's a balmy -4 degrees centigrade this morning. Coldest day of the year so far. I really enjoyed your show recently on caching in South Central Alaska with Eosipi. During the show, you had a discussion about the pronunciation of my geocaching name, so I thought I would chime in. When I came up with the name originally, I thought it should be pronounced Alaska Eardoc, but Sunny from Podcasher came up with Acrodoc. After that, everyone seemed to be starting to call me Acrodoc, and I really like that way of saying it. It's short, unique, and easy to say. So now I am, after working in the state largest ER for 45 years, a retired Alaska Eardoc, but thanks to Sunny and Podcasher, I am now Acrodoc when it comes to geocaching. Thanks again for your great podcast. Acrodoc over and out.
There we have the official pronunciation.
Officially adopted pronunciation. There you go.
Exactly.
Our good friend Sunny from Podcasher. So that must be where I originally heard it, because I just started pronouncing it that way. But I probably heard Sunny say it first, and it was subliminally in there. Monkey brain.
I knew the whole story, right? It is Alaska Eardoc. I didn't know he was in the hospital there for 45 years.
That's
wow.
amazing.
You know what? He's the one you want to go hiking with. I'm just saying.
Well, I also got to say, 45 years as an ER doctor, like, wow, that's tough. That's a
45 years in one profession. That's impressive.
but an ER doctor, that's intense. Man. That's wow, cool. I would like to meet Acrodoc one day. I think he sounds like a really interesting.
Well, why don't you go up to South Central Alaska?
Okay.
Eosipi will help you.
All right. Bye.
Okay, bye. I think Helen already left.
She left. Yeah, she already went up there. She's on her way.
It will soon just be a show of Chris's. which I'm okay with.
I don't know if we can allow that.
Everybody else has gone to Alaska.
That's right. Well, we got some news as well, do we?
We do. Do you want to read it or shall I?
Why don't you go ahead?
I would love to. Now, starting December 5th, that's just a couple of days away from when we record this episode, you can help Signal escape the castle. Signal's head is spinning from finding his way through all the twists and turns of the hedge maze, but he and Tracker finally see the maze's exit. They run towards it and escape the maze as night begins to fall. Ooh, it sounds cold and mysterious. I wonder if it's -4 Celsius there. The exit of the maze opens onto the ground of an old stone castle where Signal's next challenge awaits him. With the help of geocachers around the world, will Signal find his way through the castle? Geocachers have until December 5th at noon? I don't think that's... Oh, to escape the hedge maze. Sorry, I didn't read it enough ahead. Before Signal's journey through the castle begins. Tucked away in the corners of the castle are lanterns illuminating the fortress's dark hallways. If Signal can find a few of these lanterns, he'll quickly find his way out of the castle. Just in case you didn't know, the lanterns is a special bonus item this month. Yeah. You don't need goats or berries or butterflies. You're looking for lanterns.
I think you always need goats.
Yeah, goats are just part of life.
Goats.
We got Helen back.
Back from Alaska.
All we had to say was goats.
Helen pops right up.
Cold, way too cold in Alaska.
Fun. All right. Well, there you go. Another souvenir to earn, more points to gather. This one's really running for a long time, eh? Is this the last segment or is there another segment after this one?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I want to say it's going till March or something.
Wow.
I think there's another one after this one. Can't remember now.
There's always
What
more.
would come after a castle?
The dungeon of the castle?
Oh,
Sounds
Parallel
and then the village. I
The
don't know.
upside down. I don't know.
I love that
Okay.
they're giving more time to Tracker.
Yes.
He's sort of kind of coming out of his doghouse and hanging out a bit more. And
Do you
What's it
think
like to get out of the doghouse?
Why was he in the doghouse?
maybe he wasn't. Maybe he wasn't.
he's a dog? He lives in the doghouse.
Okay. Because you can't get sent to the doghouse. Not that I would know anything about that.
Doramore thinks it goes until April.
Wow.
Okay.
All right.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah. And Brian's got some suggestions. Castle's next. Yeah. We were just talking about that. It should be December to January. Should be another one February to March and ended all the beginning of April. So yeah, it sounds
Wow.
like
Sounds like one more after this, then, by the sounds
line
of it.
there.
2 more.
Fun.
Sounds like fun.
They're
Well, welcome back, Land Sharks. Now,
Thank you.
I don't know how, but it's possible. There's someone listening who doesn't know who you are. Could you give a brief introduction of yourself, your geocaching, and your store and the whole bit?
Yeah. Okay. I'm Chris. That's Helen.
I'm Helen.
So we've been geocaching since 2005. We somehow got involved in a very different way. We actually run a geocaching supply store, and we produce coins and geocoins up here in British Columbia under the Land Sharks brand name. So landsharks with a Z.ca is our website for that stuff. And Land Sharks is our geocaching name. We've got 6,000 and something finds. I have no idea. We don't really
7,000 maybe?
keep 7,000. I don't know.
I
We don't really keep track,
got
but it's
a
up
few.
there. It's up there.
We go geocaching. We
And
find them.
We
sign
take
them.
people on geocaching cruises. We actually just got back a few weeks ago from a Danube River cruise with a little stop in Istanbul at the end, which is really kind of cool. So I guess you could say one of our favorite things is using geocaching as a travel guide, and finding geocaches in countries, new countries and states and places and stuff like that. We're souvenir hounds.
Yeah, we love to do geotours. We've actually done geotours. We've traveled specifically to foreign countries just to do geotours.
Yeah.
Which has a bit of risk attached to it, but that's another adventure.
That sounds like a whole nother topic for another show.
Yeah.
It is.
Do
So
you think geo tours are risky?
Well, traveling for geotours are risky because this gets into the other topic. But if there's a disabled cache or something like that, you actually can't
Gotcha.
tour. So you got to really make sure that everything's there, and then of course you got to plan travel ahead of time and places to stay and all that. So you really want to make sure everything's kind of fall into place. But we've done some amazing geotours in some amazing places and all around the world, really, and that's a lot of fun, that part of it.
yeah,
So-
we were just geocaching in Istanbul.
Yeah.
So that was the highlight. And went across the water to the other side of Istanbul because it's on both sides of the Bosphorus Sea. So we logged a cache in Asia for the first time.
Not that there's a souvenir for
Wow.
that.
No,
That was
that's
our
just
first
a
Asian
personal, like
Yeah.
a new continent.
Excellent.
so
Yeah.
Constantinople. That's right.
Yeah.
Istanbul was Constantinople. No,
It
it's
is.
So,
It was. It was.
So we live and work in Victoria and we cache all over the world.
And running a geocaching store, we're quite up on what's out there for gifts and so on. Hence the topic we're part of our being involved in the topic today, I think. So we got some ideas, and not just ideas that we have in our store, but just ideas in general for geocachers, because we are them too, and we're kind of, we know what's going on in that world.
perfect.
Exactly.
All right. Well, we've got a few things that Mr. of the Northwest and myself threw out there. I recently did a What's Up Wednesday YouTube episode featuring a few things, and thanks again to Landsharks who helped me out with the promo code for that episode, which is now lapsed. It ran to the end of November, and now we're in December. So if anybody didn't take advantage of that,
Tough luck.
maybe there'll be some other.
Good for you.
But that was a lot of fun, and I really appreciate you guys your support in doing that. That was a lot of fun to put that
Oh my
together.
God, you asked. Happy to help.
Perfect. All right. Well, one of the first things on the list, and it's one of my favorite things to receive as a Christmas gift, and it is practical clothing items made of merino wool. Anywhere you can, as Mr. of the Northwest likes to say, wrap yourself in merino wool, whether it's a hat, shirt, socks. Yeah, it's such an amazing product for caching and, well, just for being outdoors in our climate. It's like the perfect fabric. But so, I would always suggest looking for things like that. I'm a big fan of Darn Tough socks.
Mhm.
Vermont, those are absolutely amazing.
I have a couple pair. I'm going to pass down to my children one day because they have a lifetime guarantee.
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got it one time. I got a gift. It was a sweater, but it was made out of yak wool, which is actually pretty unusual. But it's also It's exceptionally warm and really durable. And then Helen keeps buying. She bought me a pair alpaca socks that are they rival merino wool. They are so soft.
Wow.
And comfortable, and
you can
wear them like 6 days in a row, and they
don't
even smell.
Ah, there you go.
Now we know why she bought them.
Just need to take one pair of socks on a hike.
All right. I'm going to have to make a note of that one.
Yeah, alpaca
Good
socks.
pair of weekend socks.
Yeah,
I'll pack a pair of socks is what I think I heard. Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
Brian says allegedly.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just like, yeah, my feet never smell anyway, so maybe that's just what.
Oh, they smell like roses.
Well, while we're on the topic of wool, I understand that there's maybe a wool product that the Landsharks can share with us.
Helen's just too excited.
So how the prompt of what's on your head?
What's on my head? What's
on
on
my
your head?
Well, I have this toque
On your head, Chris.
and it's a Geo Woodstock toque, which are no longer available because Geo Woodstock is done and gone. So I know a lot of people did pick these up at one point or another over the past couple of years.
Yeah, I've seen them all over
So
the
there
place.
are quite a few out there, but toques and beanies are very popular. We actually, in our store, we have some Canadian Cacher toques or beanies. But there's something that one of our graphic designers, Monique, she is a very, very talented artist, but she's also a talented knitter. and she has created. Which one should I show?
That one.
This one. Okay. So she has created a series of trackable toques, and so for those that are lucky enough to be on the video feed, so trackable at geocaching.com is knitted in, and then there's a
Tracking number.
Then there's a trackable a tracking number. There it is, right behind my hand.
But they're gorgeous.
But they're beautiful toques. They're unique. They're one of a kinds, and
100%
we
wool.
only have they're 100% wool also, and they're super comfortable and super warm. And we have those on our website. There are only 6 left. Each one is unique, so you can kind of pick and choose. And as soon as they're gone, they're gone. They're not your $10 toque, but they are.
They're really high end.
They're high end,
Really
handmade,
nice.
and they're trackable. And there's not a lot of trackable toques out there, so grab one.
They
while
come
you
with
can.
a little tag that has the care instructions, even so they're ready to gift.
Excellent.
So those are kind of cool, and they're nice and warm, and they're wool, and kind of a fun gift.
Handmade, trackable toques.
And the description in the website is amazing. I wrote that myself. So they will keep your noggin nice and cozy while you show off your style and geo self, and you will be the envy of the event, the talk of the trail, and the flair of the find. That's what more people want.
Too funny.
Fantastic. And you've only got a few of these left.
We only have 6 of them left.
And
Yeah.
no two are the same.
So-
Going on there. That's not coming from me. We all good?
Yeah, that was interesting.
We've been experiencing some technical difficulties. Boy, I sure hope that doesn't cause a copyright strike. That's all I could say. Oh, Chris.
Oh, there we go.
All right. Well, at least it was family friendly.
Exactly.
All
I
right.
lost my few notes. Okay. So toques from Land Sharks are fantastic.
Yes.
They are custom made, and there's only 6 available. So go get them online right now.
And if they run out of the toques, I think there's other toques that you can get from Land Sharks. The Canadian Cacher toques.
They're muted. Let's see.
There we go.
There we go.
They're back.
I'm back.
So once those 6 handmade toques are sold out, and if somebody's like, "Oh, rats, I didn't get a toque," there are Canadian Cacher toques.
There are Canadian Cacher toques. That's this guy right here.
There you
Yeah.
go. So there's other options as well. And again, like we said, alpaca wool socks, so your feet don't smell. I like that idea.
And if you can get a yak sweater, I don't know where you buy them, but they're super warm.
Yaks
Yeah.
are great.
Maybe. I don't know.
Interesting. I'm going to have to try some different materials.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Mr.
Well-
Up the Northwest. What else have we
So
got?
we're talking about keeping you warm, but when you're out, it could be 6 to 8 inches of snow that some people have experienced lately, or it could be the regular Northwest rain that you want to keep away from your phone or all the rest of the stuff you carry. So a waterproof phone case or a dry bag is fantastic.
That's it.
Yeah,
Really
you can get those, and most of these you can get either at the Land Shark store, you can get them at your big box outdoor retailer, or of course you can find them online. So
Or
So you're
places like MEC or REI are good for things like that. MEC and
Okay.
REI
Yeah.
are nice.
So you
A
guys,
lot of geocachers, we're exploring outdoors, we're adventuring and getting out exploring the world around us, and so the outdoor stores like MEC and REI and those types of places, anywhere where you can buy the outdoor gear, there's a ton of things that help with being outdoors and staying dry and staying warm and staying safe, are all fitting
And
fitting gifts.
yeah, if people come looking for something and we don't have it, we often send them we'll say check Robinson Sporting Goods downtown because it's a small locally owned business.
Yeah.
So we often say try and shop small, shop local first before you go to the big box stores.
I love that. I love that. I don't know of any local ones near me. I'm going to have to look. I'll find something.
It's worth looking.
Yeah,
Yes,
they're
it
out
is.
there.
I know up here there's a chain, but I think it's a locally owned chain, and that's
Valhalla.
Valhalla Pure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's another good option
Yeah,
up
they're
here
good.
in Canada. Yeah, when we were talking about that, I guess you're talking about like the sealable small bags that your phone can go into.
Mhm.
I was also thinking of like OtterBox for your
An
phone.
OtterBox case, right? Something to keep your phone safe. Yes, the new phones are water resistant, but if you're hiking in the pouring rain, it doesn't matter where your phone is, in a pocket, in a backpack, it's going to get wet. So get it a good case. More than likely, you're going to have it out and using it for navigation. So,
And if it floats, all the better.
oh, good one.
Go. There you
Yeah.
Yes.
go. On the topic of safety items and keeping things safe, Keats threw out one in the chat there. I think is timely to bring in.
Mm-hmm.
Phones and such. She says a spot beacon can be a great gift for someone you don't want getting lost. Yeah. So somebody you would like to have come back from a hike. Yeah, definitely. And there's Spot is one of them. There's a handful of different technologies. But yeah, those satellite-based communicator, geolocator, emergency devices, things to be aware of. I think almost all of them, if not all of them, and I know there's a caveat on this with the new iPhone, but require a subscription service to go along with it. Usually not terribly expensive, but it's something to consider. And as I was alluding to, I believe the new iPhone, the newest iPhone, also has emergency satellite communication capability.
Yeah, I heard the same thing actually, and in a way, it's Apple is likely to kill the spot industry because, and it's not going to be long before some of the other companies like Samsung start following suit. But the newer phones, within the next couple of years anyway, we're going to see the whole newer generation phones are going to have this satellite emergency communication ability.
Yes, I actually considered upgrading my phone. I have the 13 to get to the 14 just for that ability. It's supposed to start in 2023. I think you get 1 year of service when you buy the phone, and then that's a fee added on after that.
Yeah. But there, what's happening is the phones are becoming like your single device that you end up carrying. I mean, it's your geocaching, it's your GPS, it's your telephone, it's your camera, and then it now becomes your emergency satellite communicator. It's becoming all those things.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, and while we're talking about safety items, etc., definitely things to that make great gifts and things that, whether you're geocaching or just hiking in general, hiking poles. They come in a range of options, sizes, materials. So you can certainly get a big price range in them. Water purifier is always another good safety option. You can go with the more expensive hand pump styles, all kinds of different filtration techniques these days. You can go with a life straw, which is only going to run you about, I think it's about $20 for a life straw.
I got mine on sale. I want to say it was 10 US.
Okay. Is that the used price or the?
No, it was new package. A beautiful thing about the life straw is if you buy one's given to somebody who needs it.
Right. Yeah.
Along the same lines as that, not so much the straw, but some of the sort of safety items. We actually also carry in our truck a little hand chainsaw. It's literally just the chain of a chainsaw. It's about this long. It's got a handle on each end, and it works like a hot dam to cut through branches. Cut 4 inches thick in a couple of minutes. Helen just brought one in. It's like that.
Oh wow!
So it's super easy to carry around because it's basically a chainsaw chain with a couple of
Couple of
straps.
handles.
Straps on the
And
end.
on the back, you can kind of see what it looks like with the straps. But anyway, yeah, you just kind of back and forth through a log. So if you're, especially if you're 4x4ing or you're exploring, and you need to be able to get through an area, and if you got a large tree, obviously it's not going to work for that. But some smaller trees up to 3 or 4 inch diameter, you can cut through them in no time.
Yeah.
So it's
That's
actually kind of handy and yeah.
The handles are like they say strong nylon webbing,
Yeah.
but they're good. They're really good.
Okay.
Right. So when you're on a Forest Service road and you're trying to get back out and this tree is fallen,
Yeah.
This will get it.
you have a method then to go remove that. I love it.
So
You don't want to
I'm
get pinstriping.
gonna pause the conversation for a moment because in the live chat, everybody's really jumping on this whole yak thing here. And so
Oh man.
we've got GSM times 2 asking if the yak clothes can be purchased in Yakima. Komikino wants to know if you can get them, if you can get yak clothes while riding a yak.
Yeah, yak splinters.
Yeah, you have to clothe the yak. Komikino, yakety yak, don't talk back. And then all of that, which I thought was quite amusing, it reminded me of a picture I took on my recent trip to Europe, and I'm going to share it on the screen right now.
Were you riding a yak?
I was not, but check this out. This is the name of a restaurant that I didn't patron it because it was closed at the time. But what do you think?
Oh yeah.
Yak, yeti,
Yak,
yak.
yeti, yak. Yeah.
Yak Yeti Yak is the name of the restaurant for those who are listening to the audio version only. You can probably take a wild guess. It was Nepalese cuisine,
Mm-hmm.
and the restaurant was called Yak Yeti Yak. I mean, that is
Very
just
cool.
That's fun.
Very
brilliant.
cool.
Anyways, it reminded me of that. I thought I would share that.
My yak sweater, by the way, is green.
Mine's off-white.
Oh yeah, she's got one too.
I've got one as
And,
well.
Yeah, so mine's from a green yak, and Helen's is from an off-white yak.
Cash Canada wants to know if you can get yak in red.
I guess it depends. what you eat.
If you can find a red yak, I'm sure you can, but I'm sure that it's in red. Yeah.
Oh, too funny. Too funny. All right.
Yak. I mean, off track.
And tons. We're gonna get to all the gift ideas that are being suggested in the chat as well. You guys are coming up with some great ideas as well. We'll get to those shortly. But before we do, we were talking about safety items, and we talked about the hand chainsaw. So that's the handheld chainsaw. I shouldn't say handheld chainsaw. That makes it sound like something different. The hand. What do you call it?
It's a hand.
It's a
hand
pocket-sized tool.
hand chainsaw. I would call it a chainsaw because it is a chainsaw blade and it cuts
Right.
through wood like a chainsaw.
It
It's
says
quick.
one of the toughest hand-operated heavy-duty survival chains on the market.
And it's on the back, calls it a survival chainsaw.
Survival chainsaw. There you go. Perfect.
So not only can it get you out, but if you need to build a shelter, like
Oh, there you go.
You got
Yeah.
like sticks, like
There you go.
yeah.
Excellent. Very cool. And so that's available online on the store.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Yes, we have those.
Some other good ideas, particularly this time of year, the instant hot packs for your boots or your gloves.
Mhm.
I always buy a case of those at Costco, to be honest. Every 2 years, I buy another case and work my way through them. And the other thing I do is I hand them out as prizes, door prizes at events.
That's
You
a good
don't go
idea.
to events that are like indoor and heated.
Well,
There's also these things called buildings.
really? Should look into this. Sounds effective. All right. So there's a few good ideas. Mr. of the Northwest, why don't you see what we're going to do next?
Well, we got a couple of things mentioned in the chat. Hold on.
Okay.
Here we go. Wet Coaster says an electric vest and or gloves to keep warm. So there you go. You can, if you don't want the hand warmers, go with electronics.
Yeah.
I love
There's
it.
actually some on that note. There's some construction jackets and so on that are actually designed for use in the construction industry, and they're warm jackets, and they actually have heaters in them, and they'll take like a
Mhm.
Makita battery or
Is it
some
Milwaukee or something?
Milwaukee
You
battery.
plug your-
It's designed to work with a suite of tools.
neat.
Put the battery in your pocket, and it keeps you warm for hours.
They charge via USB, I think.
Not those ones.
Not those ones? Okay.
I've seen electric socks. I don't know if my socks can get wet as I'm hiking. I don't know if I want electric socks, but
They help you dance. They're really good for dancing.
It's amazing. He made it back in 15 minutes. It took him 4 hours to get out. But
Isn't that the name of a disco band from the 70s? Electric Socks.
Electric socks.
Shocking.
All right.
they're
Before we
just
amp this up any further,
Shocking stockings.
shocking stockings. I love it.
Oh, hey, I was thinking of tools of the trade. There's times where you need some of these things, a pen, a special pen, maybe one that writes upside down or on wet material, right?
Yeah. Moldy log sheets. Yes.
Moldy
I
log
think it's
sheet.
called a pencil.
Oh, yeah.
But there's
Give a tools of the trade kit.
we have a tools of the trade kit. Actually, that's something that we have
And
for sale.
I would recite everything it's got, but it does change depending on supply and demand. We run out of
Interesting.
something, we'll sub in other things, but it's always got a handful of really good, useful things. It's got a micro log roller, and we actually make those here in house. It's got an extendable magnetic retrieval device, tweezers, UV flashlight, stuff like that. Really, the kind of things you have to have.
Nice.
Yeah.
The UV flashlight is a nice touch. Those, that's pretty specific to geocaching now, or crime scene
Or
investigation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, just on that note, I would say, some good ideas there from Start Cacher. Before we jump to that, I was just going to say on that note, I have one of the Landshark's UV flashlights, and it's not like a cheapy plastic one. It's an aluminum, high quality, high brightness, whatever
It's
right way of
good.
phrasing that is. It is a good quality UV flashlight.
It does the
Nice.
job.
It does.
Mhm.
If it doesn't, we hear about it from people.
There
And
you go.
that is just a pain to deal with. And so we would sooner bring in a better quality UV flashlight and have people say things like that rather than people going, oh, it was garbage, I had to throw it out. So no, it works. It works really well.
That's good to know. That's
Yeah.
good to know. Starcasher says 2 Christmas stocking stuffer ideas are disposable rain ponchos. They're $1 to $2 each. And a pack of disposable hand warmers. There we go. You can take a multi-pack and put a couple in each person's stocking.
Good idea.
You need electric stockings if you put hand warmers in them.
Yeah.
There you go.
And make sure you get disposable ponchos and not dissolvable ponchos, because those don't work well in the rain.
It doesn't seem like a good marketing angle. Well, I guess it is if you're selling them.
Yeah, you have to buy a lot of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So tots are good. Tots are good.
Tots are good. Yeah.
What else? What else have you got, Chris?
I think that covers it. We talked the Landshark's tot kit seems to cover everything I was thinking of.
Okay.
Tweezers, a UV flashlight, retractable magnet, maybe a retractable mirror.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know up in your area there seems to be a lot of people with retractable ladders.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a special
That's
thing.
kind of specialized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ones we sell fit in a little zipper bag. The ladder wouldn't.
Maybe that's the ultra tot kit.
That's
There
right.
you
Yeah.
So moving on from the tots, another we talked about the UV light and thank you, Keats. It's high lumens is what I was trying to think of. Appreciate that, Keats. And not high lumens, but high lumens. But another thing with high lumens and a great thing to have, Chris, you introduced me to this product. Chris in the Northwest, I absolutely love it. I have bought them as gifts for people. I have one for me, one for Mrs. Monkey. And I promoted it on my recent YouTube episode because I think it's such a great product. The Pure Outdoor weatherproof 4-mode USB rechargeable headlamp. It's a
It just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a long name.
marketing. Yeah.
If you go to monoprice.com and look for headlamp, you're going to find this. And it's like $12 US. Sometimes it even goes on sale for like $8 US.
Yeah.
But this thing, like for its price, it's the best deal on a headlamp I have ever seen. I've had mine for over 5 years. They hold up fine. It is just an amazing product. Like it, I when I bought it, I thought, $12. It's cheap. If it doesn't work, at least it was, I tested out to see if it's any good. I have been so impressed with this product.
Mm-hmm. I think it's changed a little bit over the years. It was a $10 product, often on sale for $5. So now it's $12. It might be on sale for $6. But you know what? Grab one. It's USB rechargeable. I also have a USB rechargeable flashlight. That's 1,200, 2,000 lumens, somewhere in that vicinity. And I love it because if I grab it and I heading out and I realize, the battery's a little low, I can charge it in the car on the way to ground zero. So
that's handy.
Yeah, a lot of the better flashlights now are USB chargeable, and some of them are exceptionally bright. Some of the tactical lights that are used, by police and so on, are actually like that.
Yeah,
so they're good.
Very cool.
Somebody else was mentioning USB flashlights.
Oh, okay.
And they're waterproof and tough.
Yeah,
so
that's a big thing. The waterproof and bang it around resistant is always a good thing.
Wet Coaster says ice cleats for your boots. I know those is yak tracks if we want to get back on the yak track.
I mean, hiking cleats, hiking crampons, ice cleats. There's a whole bunch of different terms for them. But yeah, they're usually a metal chain with some
yak track cleats,
some little prongs on the bottom, and with a rubber strap so you can put them around.
Micro spikes. Yeah,
micro spikes is another. Yeah,
yeah. Okay.
I have a set. Mrs. Monkey has a set. You just slip them on over your boots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is a great gift idea. Good. I saw it come up earlier in the chat. I'm not sure who.
And I marked it, so I have to go find it.
But power banks. Thank you, Keats. Power banks, rechargeable batteries, and somebody else had thrown out power banks because, and it might have been GSM times 2 who might have mentioned it much earlier in the show. But the power banks and rechargeable batteries are fantastic. Rechargeable batteries less now that more people are using phones and not GPSs anymore. But if you got a friend who still loves using the GPS, rechargeable batteries.
And if you've had your rechargeable batteries for a while, they may not be charging as well as they used to.
And for sure, they have a life expectancy. But the on the power banks, I mean, boy, caching by phone, using your phone as your communications device. Now that it's with the new iPhone, that it's a satellite communication, even more important to make sure you've got power for that phone. And if you do adventure labs, you need a power bank.
Yeah.
Adventure labs suck the power out of a phone.
Especially if, as GSM times 2 didn't mention, but I'm sure he would. If you go and do your adventure lab and suddenly you're offline, right? You have no data, you have no connection. That power bank is useful because your phone quickly goes through its battery searching for signal. So having that power bank or something else to keep it going is fantastic. Make sure you get one that can charge your phone a time or two. You don't want a really small one that's just going to maybe get you through. You want one that's going to be, it's going to be beaking.
Go with the yak thing tonight. I can see this.
And it rhymes. Go to Costco to get stacks of yaks tracks and packs.
Thank you, GSM times 2. That was brilliant.
It was good.
Our friends from Ontario, Cache Canada, say hiking crampons are much better than hiking cramps. So I agree. Funny.
Oh,
a bunch of funnies.
I know. See, the land sharks mention yaks, and now everybody's
track with
why was yak? It's yak wool. It's not actually just the yak. We don't wear yaks.
But if you have a yak, you can get a yak pack to carry your own.
Yeah. I'll stop yakking on.
Hey, another good idea is books. And we have had some authors on lately. You know,
I think
you could.
you got one on today.
Did you write something, Chris?
No, but I have something in my hands that was written by a land monkey, Mr. J.
That's right.
And
It's
it's
my book.
this one, the Geocaching Guidebook to Metro Vancouver and the Fraser Valley by
Exactly.
J.J. Kennedy. And it's an awesome book. It's one of the better geocaching books that's out there, as far as I'm concerned. We have some in the store. It's a gooder.
And another good one is how to puzzle cache book. And
Yes.
this is the second edition.
Yeah, that's
It's
a good
really
gift as well.
This is the newest one.
Yeah,
I like that it's spiral bound, so you can leave it open on your table as you're looking at your cache listing, and it's not going to keep flipping back to some other page.
But there's lots of good geocaching books. We have a selection in the store, there's a whack of good ones.
Gold Country books, they're really great.
Yeah, Gold Country
Wonderful
ones are
for
good.
using while you're doing Gold Country Geo Tours. Some of the old ones, new ones.
Yep.
They're all
Exactly.
excellent. Really, really great books.
They're fantastic. And Keats mentioned Destination Hikes by one of the authors we've had on.
Yes.
Stephen.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Stephen Hoy.
Yep.
They're wonderful books.
And then he did the Hikes with Kids, which seems to really be taking off.
Yes. Yeah, it's a great book.
Mhm.
Fantastic book.
That's
I haven't
really
seen it.
timely.
I haven't
No, I
seen that
haven't
one.
seen it, but that's a good topic. I know the last one was
You should have
excellent.
that one in the store. You should look into getting that one.
Mhm.
You can. Yeah, that's.
And
Go ahead.
not too long ago, we had Craig Romano on to talk about all of his hiking books. I want to say 35.
Some
Whoa.
insane number.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I purchased his for Tacoma. He's got trails of urban Tacoma, and I thought, well, this is going to be great to go out and hide caches. You know, maybe there's trails that I've missed, I haven't found that we can put a cache on. So
There's another in this area, well, actually for British Columbia anyway, back road map books. There's a whole series of map books. We always have them in the car in the truck for wherever we're going.
Oh.
And Jay actually has a backroads map book sweater. Look at that.
This is one of the prizes because Backroads Map Books had a geo tour
Yeah.
a few years back, and Mrs. Monkey and I were the third people to complete the whole geo tour, and the caches were all across British Columbia in wreck campsites and amazing spots. And we won a few prizes, and this sweater was one of them. I love it.
One of the
Nice.
cool things about the map books is it's one thing to look at kind of where you want to go and explore and stuff on a phone or a computer screen, but you're always looking at kind of a piece of a map at a time. And to be able to sort of scroll through a book and see kind of where the roads are and to get the big picture of where it is you are and where you're going and all that kind of stuff and explore and sort of plan out a bit of a trip. Really good idea to have it in a format like Backroad Map Books. It's a really good way to do that.
And the
and on your sweater.
Sorry?
Is the entire map book on your sweater? Can you just look down and figure out where you are?
That's right. It's in the hood. So
The problem is that he looks in the mirror to look at it and everything's backwards. And it's like,
If we make a left in my liver, I think we're going to be okay. Yeah.
the BRMB books as well. I'm not sure if all of them are, but definitely the ones I've seen are actually made of like Write in the Rain paper as well, so that they hold up to the elements. So,
and they're spiral bound.
And they're spiral bound. Yeah. It's one of the most brilliant map books I've ever seen.
Yeah, they're really good. And they keep them up to date, so they're always refreshing them and
every few years they come out with different, so they kind of rotate through all the different regions of BC, put out a new one. So there's one or two coming out every year.
And you just download the update?
They're a real book. They're a physical book.
Physical
I
book.
know. I'm joking with you.
Yes. Well, it's nice to have, if you're out on a road trip and you're worried about your batteries, perhaps, or you don't have cell service and you didn't download maps for where you are.
Unless it's dark and your batteries and your headlamp are dying.
It's nice to have. It's either good as a primary tool or as a backup tool.
Yeah, no, it's always a good idea, and it's a great planning tool to have the book and open up the book and start looking at the places you want to go.
Yeah.
How about Komakino has an idea that we never heard of before. The Greatest Treasure. It's the world's first geocaching comic book, and it would be a great stocking stuffer.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Another great
He put his blood, sweat, and tears into that one.
He sure did. Yeah. No, that's another great a great suggestion on the topic of books. We have had quite a number of people suggesting different ideas for memberships and subscriptions. That was one of the other things that we had on here. Boy, we've had so many people. Start Cacher, memberships to geocaching.com or Project GC. Yep. I think Cache Canada had suggested the premium membership. Gosh, there's a handful of people earlier who did. I can't remember everybody. I have to apologize, but
Yeah.
let's see if I can try and catch some of them back here.
I'm looking. Here
I
we
think
go.
one of the key things with memberships and gift certificates, and we actually have gift certificates available on our website also. But one of the key things with that is if you haven't bought a product takes time to buy and to get delivered, or go and physically buy, and you really have to know, okay, this is exactly what I want to buy. If you're not sure exactly what to buy, or you have kind of left it a little bit late and you don't really have time to wait for delivery, and in some cases that's taking extra time with, especially over this time of year with the postal system. Gift cards, subscriptions are a great way to shop. Then the recipient gets to choose what they're buying, and you don't really need to worry about waiting for a time. As soon as you've made that purchase, especially with gift certificates, it's a digital. You got the number right there, basically the gift certificate number. You put it in a Christmas card and you give it to somebody, and then they use that number to for purchases down the road.
So if someone was to go onto our website, there's gift cards in a ton of denominations, like 9 different denominations. And when you get your order confirmation, like instantly, the gift card code is right there. So you're in total control. You don't have to wait for something to get mailed to you or us to email you something. You've got it on your order confirmation. The code is there, so you can copy it and write it into a Christmas card, and you're ready to go in like 5 minutes. You've got yourself a quick gift.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah. Quick and easy. I think people are reading our show notes. GSM Times 2 says FTF Magazine is another.
Yeah. And Apple Store or Google Play gift cards for those. And yeah, there's all kinds of gift cards.
So you can get that newest geocaching app that you want, or maybe some puzzle solving app.
Yeah.
Wet Coaster has a great suggestion here. You gonna pull that up? There we go. It's a gift you can give to someone else, or you can give a gift to a creator. He says, become a patron of your favorite or two geocaching content creators.
Yeah.
Very cool.
That's a great idea.
We always appreciate that gift. So that's a great suggestion. What else have we got there?
A Cache Crate subscription.
That's another good idea.
An interesting one by Keats. I never considered this: a whale watching excursion.
A gift of an experience.
Yes, exactly.
There's a number of different types of themes to gifts, and I think it's which is kind of mentioning it. One of them is stocking stuffers. You're usually looking for something cheap that and quick and easy to put into stockings that somebody hopefully will appreciate. There's the next kind of level where you're looking for like a book or something like that, which you're spending a little bit of extra time, and there's a bit of thought that goes into that. There's the gift of an experience, like Keats just mentioned, and those are super valuable because you can buy a gift and it may or may not be exactly what you want, but when you actually give somebody an experience, it's really it's one of the most meaningful things you can actually give somebody. So I think that's actually speaks that one of that suggestion speaks a lot. And it can just be a gift of time too. I mean, just take time to go out with somebody and enjoy an experience that they like, or you can share together. And that's go somewhere special or do something special like that. So those are good things too.
You can make up a little gift thing where it's totally free, but you can give a geocacher like a pack of coupons. So, this coupon's good for one hint on a cache you're having trouble with that I found. Or this one's good for, you and me going out for an afternoon geocaching together.
With lunch or something.
With lunch. Or this one's good for coffee after we've been caching. So, or this one's, good for a hint on a puzzle. I'll give you the answer, give you the coordinates would be a cool one. That'd be the golden ticket.
Keats is suggesting something that I'm not sure this is really a gift, but he says take a train trip to see. Anybody who knows the history of Keats and train trips, that's, I don't know. It's definitely the gift that keeps on giving for hours and hours.
Talk about high adventure.
Well, we did one of those up in Alaska, the Yukon White Pass Railway, and that was amazing. That was a geocaching trip, and it was a train trip, and it was phenomenal. Yeah.
That was awesome.
I like this one from GSM times 2. Down payment on a house or a tank of gasoline. It costs about the same.
Yeah. So the down payment on a house brings up another category, and perhaps that's a little extreme. But sometimes if you're talking about a gift with a spouse or a close friend, and you can afford it, a gift and it goes back to the gift of an adventure. It's not out of the ordinary to go on a trip with somebody. To use the gift is to go on a trip, and
it could be for a special, like there you go.
It could be a Land Sharks travel trip. It could be a cruise.
Be an anniversary or a birthday or something significant coming up.
So there are
Cache Canada's on your marketing plan here.
Yeah.
He is on our marketing. Look at that, eh? So
we've had people celebrate like milestone birthdays on our trips and milestone wedding anniversaries. And that's very cool. Really cool to be part of that.
It's almost too late to get in on a Caribbean trip in January.
No,
it's not too late right now, but one would have to hurry up on that one. But at the same time, there's a Mediterranean trip in April, and an Ireland trip in the fall, and then an Antarctica trip in next February
2024. Yeah,
Antarctica.
Antarctica.
In February. Is that
that's summertime down there. It's you flip the globe upside down. Don't forget. So an experience like that, and depending on your budget and how close you are with somebody, that it could be very appropriate to do a trip, not one of our trips or a different your own trip. But
you want to become closer with somebody.
You could become closer with somebody.
We'll figure that out pretty quickly. Pete's just suggesting maybe a Carmichael fiddle. He's asking for a friend.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Okay. So those are all great gift ideas. Another one to toss out, quick stocking stuffer for your geocaching friend are trackables. They're quick and easy. You can drop those don't drop too many in a stocking. The nail may just pull right out because they can be heavy.
There's the geocaching.com has 2 beautiful holiday coins. They've got a holiday geo coin and then the snowflake. So there's a series they've been doing for a few years. So if you've got a friend who's been collecting those year after year, that's a good one to add on to their collection.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the design for this year's snowflake trackable. It's pretty. It's very nice.
It's a signal and tracker, I think, are on them both, on the holiday geo coin and also on the snowflakes.
Very cool.
And we have them, and Shop Geocaching, of course, has them. I'm not sure geocaching.com has a list of international retailers and North American retailers where you can get them closest to you.
Nice.
I see Komikino is having Geo Woodstock flashbacks, and the Nanaimo bar would be a great Christmas gift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of think I might be Nanaimo barred out for a little while.
We were at a function before this, and they had Nanaimo bars, and I had one, and it was good.
I looked at them. I'm like, no, not yet.
Too soon.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, how about a gift membership in a geocaching org?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
USGA, the BCGA. Yeah.
I don't think BCGA costs anything to be a member.
No, it's free.
No, it doesn't.
But you can donate in someone's name then.
There you go. Or we were just talking about coins. I know the BCGA actually has a sale on their Sasquatch coins.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be a great gift as well. So there you go.
And when you do that, you're supporting a good cause that's promoting and supporting geocaching within your community. So that's a good thing too.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. So check them out. I saw it on Facebook, or go to the BCGA's website.
And baking is always nice. If you're doing podcast baking tonight.
Yeah.
Yes.
Make up a box
Exactly.
and
And
take
send
them
it
to
to
your
us.
friends.
Send it to us. Yeah. We will
Chris
gladly.
wants another Nanaimo bar.
Yeah.
Nice. Now, what about we've talked about more reasonable prices. What about that person who wants to give a real high-end gift? Do you have anything for that?
Yeah, I think that's the cruise. I think that it's the experience and the
That's sort of like a milestone, pinnacle type of gift, I think.
Mhm.
yeah.
Unless you want to buy them a new vehicle, new cash mobile.
I'll do the down payment. You make the monthly payments.
Yeah.
There's the gift for you.
I mean, that type of thing is definitely, if you're, it might be say a partner, for example, and you've been talking about going on a cruise, or think, that's the kind of thing that you would do. There are people that give a car for Christmas and things, but that's always, it's not a random thing so much as it is something that that's usually well thought through and well thought out. And perhaps even talked about ahead of time, and it's just kind of, this is the Christmas is an appropriate time to do that. And so in the case of something like a trip in particular,
you could surprise somebody with tickets for a trip to Ireland.
You could.
Yeah.
On the topic of the higher end gifts, we've got a couple other good ideas that came in
Mhm.
here. We've got
Yep.
electric bike,
Definitely.
An electric bike.
Yes.
kayak, or
Kayak.
bike.
Yeah.
Some great
Electric bikes and kayaks, though, you want to work with the person to make sure
Yeah.
that they fit and that it's
That's
the right.
kind of a personal
Yeah.
thing for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
And don't combine those gifts. They don't work well together.
No, it's kind of like the socks. It's a shock. It could be a shocking experience. Yeah.
On the topic of the cruise, Cash Canada has suggested that if somebody does want to pay the balance on their cruise, they would appreciate it. There you go. If you really want Cash Canada as your best friends forever, now you know
how to do it.
You know how to do it. Gotcha.
Too funny.
Well, Chris and Helen, thank you so much for joining us this evening. It's fun as always to catch up and to talk with you. But thanks for helping us with our gift ideas.
Thanks for having us.
It was our pleasure to have you back.
And folks, we thank you for tuning in and hope you enjoyed this episode of Caching in the Northwest.
That's right. Now I want to take a moment to thank Land Sharks. Thank you. And
Thank you.
Gold Country Geotourism, who are both our corporate Denali level sponsors. Landsharks with a Z.ca. We keep saying that, and we want to be really clear that the Z is actually at the end of the word landshark. So it's LANDSHARKZ.ca. The Z isn't anywhere else in there. So when we say Landsharks with the Z, it's a Z instead of an S. All right. Now that we're clear on that.
And it's a Z instead of a Z in this case.
Not always.
Well, they are the outdoor adventure and geocaching store. Check them out online. And remember, they're shipping those online orders daily. And for absolutely amazing geocaching adventures, check out exploregoldcountry.com or download and install the app. And hey, I'll tell you, while we're on the topic of installing apps for tourism, I was just this evening meeting with the good folks at Abbotsford, Tourism Abbotsford, and they also now have an app. So if you're planning to do the Abbotsford Geo Tour, if you're planning to come back, or maybe you didn't make it to Geo Woodstock and you'd love to visit, check out their app as well. So look at all the apps. So fun.
Get them all. That's why you need the Apple or Google Play Store certificate. You might need.
There you go. I don't think any of these apps cost anything, but
they usually don't. No.
All right. Well, hey, we want to thank.
Order a better phone.
There you go. We want to thank all of our faithful Denali level supporters. That's Land Sharks, Gold Country Geotourism, Team Squirrel, Groovy Owl, and Cashly, the geocaching app. If you want to know more about supporting this here show, well, click on that Patreon link on the cachingnw.com, a website.
Like B Pendragon did.
And Flagman,
J-Car,
Logwork,
Wet Coaster.
Seabeck Tribe.
How about Acker Doc?
Are you sure it's not AKER Doc?
Oh, it could be AKER Doc, but it's Acker Doc.
All right, we'll go with Acker Doc. And we'll also go with Korsgott.
And CRS 98.
And you, Dak.
And Teus.
Limax,
Subway Mark,
Tick Magnet,
Kennel Barb,
Green Words,
Team Noltex.
ooh, the Autumnal Camp Clan,
Yes. There's a story there. MC3 Camp.
Trexer.
You talks to rocks.
All right, everybody, ready for the countdown? It's Ari. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I couldn't do it well. How come? Because I'm trying to do it backwards. Okay.
Nah.
How about Genies?
How about
Keats 94. He'll give you fiddle lessons for free, is what I'm hearing in the chat.
Oh, really? All right.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. Prove me wrong.
Good. Well, once you've got your fiddle lessons from Keats, then it's time to go and grab yourself lunch with a gas station tuna.
How about M-Nerve?
How about Dora Moore?
And Sky Hawker.
Peach of Washington.
GeoNav Pro.
My favorite kitchen appliance, the LG 9000.
Al Aerobrick.
GSM times 2.
Segehove.
Kid Vegas 19.
Fairwood West.
Sprouter.
Kev MacD.
The Arnott Dot family.
Donners.
Boomer 365.
Just finding our way.
I like the way you say that. And we have a new patron. I see that.
We do.
We
The
do.
newest ever.
The newest ever. Well, welcome to the family, Geocaches.
Nice. And folks, Chris and Helen, people want to reach out and talk to you because you're such fun folks and you have the best tubes. What is a way they can reach out and communicate with you?
By email to connect@sharkswithaz.ca or through any of our social media, Land Sharks on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. We're there.
Nice. Well, thank you. Thank you again for taking the time to join us. And folks, thank you for taking the time to listen to this episode of Caching in the Northwest. Your support helps keep the quality shows coming. If you like the show, click the Patreon link on the cachingnw.com website. Now, if you didn't like the show, I might be a little judgmental and say what's wrong with you, but let us know what you want us to talk about. In either case, please subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and more. Subscribe and give us a review. Now, if you were in a restaurant, you would tip. If you were in a live audience, you would clap. But since you're on a podcast, leave us a free, fast, fabulous, fantastic 5-star review. You can also call in to 253-693-TFTC, like the other people did earlier in the show, and leave us a comment, ask a question, or you know what? Fill up our stocking with some Nanaimo bars. Wrapped, please, because they would be messy otherwise. Any time of the day or night. But when I say that out loud, that kind of sounds creepy because you'd have to come into the house at any time of the day or night.
How about Christmas Eve?
Okay. Down the chimney.
Santa's coming in anyways.
Of course. Of course, you can email us at feedback@cachingnw.com. Join us every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Pacific for a live show. We just proved that it's live, right? This is not a recorded ending. And a livelier chat. This show's produced by Chris Umfenauer, Jim Paulwitz, Jay Kennedy. It's licensed under Creative Commons Attribution 3.0 license, copyright 2022 by Chris Umfenauer. Folks, I ask you to stay tuned for
The After Show.
And we're supposed to be yakking it up right now.
Yak.
Excellent. All right. Well, what have we
Okay,
got?
so during the show, I got a little distracted there for a moment. There was a huge thud above me.
Oh,
And I was thinking, somebody fell down. I better, I know my son's up there. I asked, is everything okay? I'm like, oh boy, I better be listening to what's going on. And he goes, no, I just jumped off the counter after I got the ice cream toppings from the top shelf.
priorities.
No worries.
Okay. Okay. That's okay.
Excellent. Well, hey, why don't we start with some podcast baking here? We've got Dora Moore, hashtag podcast baking. She says, my daughter is baking lemon squares to take to her coworkers tomorrow. The house smells amazing. And I'm told she's making extras.
We'll be over.
That sounds good. I made lemon squares last weekend.
Oh,
Yeah.
my wife makes lemon squares from a Charlie Brown cookbook that she had growing up. They're called Lucy's Lemon Squares, and they're fantastic.
That's
I tend to follow the recipe, but then I add extra lemon because you can't have enough lemon in a lemon square.
You cannot have enough lemon.
Yeah.
If the enamel of your teeth starts coming off, that may be a little too much lemon.
Yeah, that's kind of the judge of about where it's right.
Okay.
If it gets a little soft, the enamel gets a little soft, then you just hit it right on the mark.
seems like a good idea. You go wrong there. Your rubber teeth. All right. GSM times 2 had a FATAS, and he was wondering what everyone's guess on where Signal will be in February and March. I think we were chatting about that earlier, about some different ideas of what we thought might roll out for that. What else have we got here?
Well, here's an interesting question.
Yeah,
just because, everyone's here. Are you holding another Geo Woodstock this summer in Abbotsford? In Abbotsford.
Well, he's welcome to.
Okay.
Yeah. The Geo Woodstock is where is it, Jez? It's in
Kentucky.
I want to say
Orange.
So Geo Woodstock does happen every year, minus the COVID shutdown. But this was the first, hopefully not the last, Geo Woodstock in Canada this summer. But it's definitely, it moves around. It moves around so far it moves around North America, or it moves around Canada and the US. And other than ours to date, it's been moving around the US. So it's in Kentucky.
Owensboro, Kentucky. There we go.
Owensboro.
Yeah.
GSM times 2 and Tony Golden, and GSM times 2 says that's just south of Indiana. So
Yep. And each one is its own experience because they're managed by different people and in a different place and a kind of a different venue. So they're all very unique the way they look and feel, and but they're all a lot of fun. So we've been to a number of them, and it's a good time.
Chosen 1978 says the podcast baking is banana cake with chocolate icing.
Oh,
Tasty
interesting.
as the lemon slice, but they sound amazing.
So banana cake I've had has always had like the white creamy icing, whatever that is.
That's carrot cake you're thinking of.
Oh, I'm
isn't it?
thinking carrot cake. Yeah. No, you're right. Banana
Nice.
cake. Yeah,
Banana cake.
sounds good.
sounds good.
I don't know if I've had banana cake. I've had banana bread,
Yeah, I've had banana
which is
bread.
often cake-like.
Right.
Yeah, and often we've had it and done chocolate chips in it. So I guess banana
Cake
banana
with
flavor with
chocolate
chocolate
icing
is good.
It's a good combination. Yeah.
You'll have to send us some of this way just for us to check it out. Make sure it's good enough.
We need to know. Yeah,
Yeah, inquiring minds want to know.
good stuff.
It's like that camping thing where you open up a banana and you put in chocolate chips and marshmallows and close it up again, wrap it in foil and put it in the campfire.
Oh,
I have not heard of this before. It's like
You
a
have
banana-
not
like
heard
the-
this?
That's kind of the banana s'more.
It's like a banana s'more.
yeah.
It's really good.
There you go. Chosen says she'll send the recipe if it's wanted. There you go.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Please
It
send
is.
the recipe
Yeah.
in.
the recipe's fine. We want the baked
We
product.
really want the baked goods,
Yeah,
but
we'll
settle for the recipe.
We'll settle for the recipe. My mother had a pan that fit inside of a crock pot, and that was used to bake bread. And she made the most amazing banana bread in the crock pot.
Oh, interesting.
We came across that not too long ago, but I don't know if we came across the recipe she used. So we'll have to. I'll keep you informed there. Yeah. Ryling says send that recipe to feedback@cachingNW.com. What a great address.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't realize. You know what? I should have known this. I forgot. Chosen is in New Zealand. So she says, a long way to send it from New Zealand. Yeah, good point.
You could send it by banana boat.
Nah.
Banana boats, that's what they were called.
That's right. That's how she could send the recipe. Or the banana cake.
Yeah. There you go.
By banana boat. But that's the thing I described is called a banana boat.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, is that? Oh, that's why Kitty Cuss is saying that. That's
Yeah.
what in the boat.
With chocolate chips and, I think coconut.
Bananas.
Little mini marshmallows and chocolate chips.
Crazy. All right, something new to try.
Hey, folks,
Yes.
thanks for tuning in. Until next week, go put your bananas in the campfire and get caching in the Northwest.
Put on a yak.